is up, everybody? It is TKO Smokey, and first of all, I just want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. For all the kids out there who've got dads, for all the people out there watching that have kids, this day is for you. But before we get going into the rest of this video, make sure you go down there, smash that like button for me, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. But let's get into this content. So I guess the story of High Point is the Eli of old showed up for Moto number 2. Now, you have to admit, the guy put on a charge. He had a decent start, but he cut through past all the fast guys, past all his competition, past his teammate AC, and literally just put on a charge. And once he got about 10 seconds out front, he kind of just managed the race after that. But man, it was good to see Tomac back up there again. It just seems like forever. Like, he had a very mediocre Supercross season coming off his title in 2020, and then losing the title last year to Zach Osborne. It just really hasn't been Tomac's past year. So it was just really good to see him, I think, just to come out there and just show everybody he's still got the speed. Now, the question is, will that carry over to Redbud? It's a lot of people's favorite track, Redbud is, but he just doesn't. He's never really put on like a dominant performance at Redbud, and he hasn't really had the best look. I mean, just look at Team USA when we had the nations there. He was mediocre at best for that. So I'm really hoping that this kind of snowballs into more moto wins. But I was talking to a couple people yesterday, and really it was the start. Like, Tomac's Achilles heel is his bad starts. You start thinking maybe it's that KX 450, but then you take a look, and AC has been absolutely ripping the starts. I mean, I'd be curious to see what Tomac's results would be if he was getting the starts that his teammate was. But either way, kudos to him. I'm stoked. I think he went what did he go, 5-1? He got third overall. That second moto was definitely the banger moto out of all the motos yesterday. I mean, you had that battle. Ken Roxon coming back from like 16th on the first lap. Man, what is his secret sauce, man? He just absolutely shreds through the field. But again, he got up to Ferrandis, and guys, if you haven't watched that race yet, you need to go check it out, because that was an insane battle. I mean, for a while it was Ferrandis, Roxon, and AC battling it out, and then Ferrandis and Roxon got around AC, and then they were battling. But on a little side note, it was good to see Roxon still having a little bit of gas left in the moto. Now, if you guys have been keeping up with the sport, and I'm sure you have, Kenny's health issues and things like that, and especially in motocross and sometimes even supercross, he doesn't have, that extra, just concentration, intensity that you need to get a 450 moto win at the end of these races. And I can't tell, I couldn't tell if when Ferrandis got around him in that second moto, if Kenny was more like, all right, I'm just going to take the loss, instead of, because those guys were going 110%. Like, you could see Ferrandis and Roczen. Those guys were dancing all over the track. I mean, it was an intense battle. So I couldn't tell if towards the end if Kenny was just like Ferrandis, you can have it. I'm gonna take you at Redbud kind of thing, or if Kenny kind of lost the mustard at the end. So I'm curious to see if we'll see a slip in Ken Roxon's um, results after this, because you know he came into the season thinking that he was not going to do very good the first opening rounds, but it was the opposite. He actually did really good at the beginning. So sometimes Kenny can be, I love Kenny to death, but he can kind of be a head case sometimes. I know in Supercross, he said he addressed it. He was talking to like a sports therapist kind of thing. So I'm really interested to see if Kenny can bounce back and fight for an overall for Redbud. Guys, if you haven't checked out that race, you should totally check it out. That was pretty much all that I'm really going to talk about the 450s. I mean, AP, he got a great start in that second moto. Pretty much the highlight of the whole entire day was that 450 moto number 2. We gotta talk about Jalik Swoll a little bit though before I finish this video, because dude, the kid, I've actually played Supercross 4 with Jalik Swoll, and he's like a really funny guy. He's still young. He's only 20 years old, but just with not really knowing what Husqvarna is going to do with their team next year, and Jalik Swoll not having a ride yet that we know of, man, you just saw the excitement when he was up on the podium. The fans freaking loved him. Honestly, that might have been the most hype that I've seen fans in a long time. I know, just with the whole pandemic thing for the 2020 and fans not being at the races, everyone was just had that extra energy, which you could just see Jalik Swoll, like the whole team, the whole Rockstar Husqvarna team, they were just so stoked. They've been plagued with a ton of bad luck this season. Dean Wilson being hurt a couple times during the Supercross season, Anderson going out, and now Zach Osborne, hanging up the boots for the rest of the season. He re-aggravated his back. So it was really just a breath of fresh air. I consider Jalik Swoll still a rookie, but he's in his second pro season. But to see him and just see the excitement of that kid up on the podium, it meant a lot to him. And just with his whole backstory, you really just gotta give it up to him. Like, I was just really super excited. It's kind of a heartbreak for R.J. Hampshire. He was winning by over 8 seconds in the first moto, then had a mechanical, and then you saw it on the broadcast. He was walking up the hill, and his mechanic was pushing his bike. So I'm still not even really sure what happened to his bike. I think Husqvarna is going to maybe keep that hush-hush. Jet Lawrence had a so-so. I think he got third in the first moto and then second in Moto 2. You heard on the podium, he just wasn't feeling it, and those guys had the smoke for him that day. So, he really showed maturity with just, knowing when not to go right over your head and just taking a podium position. He's still in the points lead, so he still's got that red plate. Justin Cooper getting that second moto win. I feel like, Colt Nichols kind of came on, so he's slowly picking up the outdoor speed. They got Justin Cooper on the team, so they got a solid team. Colt Nichols, obviously a little better in Supercross, and they had J Mart, but J Mart is out now with that hand injury. So, my predictions is just Jet Lawrence and Justin Cooper. They're going to be battling out for the remainder of the season. If you like this concept of me coming in and spinning some laps on the track and doing some post-race reactions, let me know down in the comments too. I kind of like the idea of just kind of giving my 2 cents after the race and just seeing what you guys have to say. So just let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of this. I'll do another one at Red Blood if you guys want. But if you haven't already, go down there, smash that like button for me, and make sure you subscribe. That's going to be the end of this video. Oh, quick mention. I'm doing my last stream for next week on Monday. We're doing Moto Monday, streaming MX bikes. It'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys didn't know, I'm in the middle of a move, so I'm moving into my apartment on Tuesday, and then getting, I'll be shopping and doing all that kind of stuff all week. So make sure you get in on Monday for the last stream. I'm doing a giveaway. I got some Moto Gamer merch. The way you enter into the raffle is any tips during the stream, you'll be entered into a raffle, and I'll announce the winner sometime after the stream, and then I'll shoot you a message on Discord or Instagram, and all you got to do is just let me know your address, and I'll get it shipped out to you. But thanks for tuning in, and really, guys, I appreciate the support, and until the next video.